Hello, and welcome to our Ergonomic Tool Talk for Health and Safety Management presentation. My name is Brenda Schreck, and I'm a County Engagement Specialist based in Lewis County, which is in the Northeast region. My partner today is Karen Funkenbusch. She is an MU Extension Specialist and State Director for Missouri Agribility. What is ergonomics? In front of you are several definitions of ergonomics, but the one that I like the best is the first one. Simply put, we are working smarter, not harder, by using tools that not only fit the job at hand, but also each one of us. Posture and balance. Who can stand on one leg? How about reaching way out in front of you like you are trying to reach the far side of your garden or your flower bed? Probably not very many of us, safely that is. It is important to keep your body in balance in order to reduce overall body fatigue as well as aches and pains in your joints and muscles. Some things we can do in our gardens and flower beds to encourage good posture are using raised beds, containers, and even trellises. Idea being that you are bringing the garden closer to you. Ideally, the garden or flower bed would be about waist level because the less bending and strain put on your back, the better. If raised beds or containers are not an option, you can simply purchase or modify garden tools to be more ergonomically friendly. While we are talking about overall body fatigue, be sure to take breaks. Breaks should be taken every hour or so and should be short, say 5 to 15 minutes. Depending on the task at hand, longer 30-minute breaks may need to be taken every 2 to 4 hours. We're going to take a short break from our presentation to show you this quick video from our colleague David Middleton, who is the Farm Outreach Worker for the Southwest region at Lincoln University Cooperative Extension. He will introduce many of the topics that Karen and I will discuss in the remainder of our presentation.
Hello, I'm David Middleton. I'm with Lincoln University, the Small Farm Program here in Southwest Missouri, and today we want to talk about some ergonomics and how to kind of save your body, because we know that when we get into raising vegetables and doing this sort of work, it's a lot of physical work. And so some of the tips I want to give you today are pretty simple. When we talk about getting ready to work, we need to do some stretching. We need to do some loosening up. When you think about how the football players come out in the second half at high school, they all do a little bit of loosening up. They even warm up horses before a race. So we want to warm up and kind of get our bodies all limbered up so that we can do some moving around and not really put a lot of stress on our body. So, some knee bends, some stretches, whatever kind of helps you to work. And then we want to get into how we handle some tools. Now, one of the things we work with a lot are these little spades. And a lot of times people want to grab them like this. And that's wrong on your wrist. If we hold them like this, and there is actually a thumb print right here for your thumb to go in and keeps your hand straight. And when we dig, we don't put all the stress and strain on our wrist and on our forearms. Now, sometimes, yes, we want to do this. We want to get in deep and dig. But most of the time, we want to hold it just like this for the straightener right here. When we work with long-handled tools, one of the things that we can always do to see if we find the right size tool is do this. This is the perfect size to fit your hand. So if you have something larger than what will go here, it doesn't give you the right grip. And some things that we can do, we can add a pistol grip, which actually helps us work easier, and it keeps our wings in instead of being out here and all bent over. Every time that we work, if we keep our elbows closer to our body and work closer around, we don't put the stress on our bodies. So what happens if we've got something that is smaller than this? We use the right glove. And so there's a glove for every purpose. There may be something that's just to general work, all the way to anti-vibration gloves. And these, if you notice, these gloves have different padding on them to save your hands right here where you grip, also back on your knuckles, so when you bump that you don't get all the damage on your hands. So We want to make sure that we have the right glove for the right application for whatever we're doing in our gardening. When we talk about ergonomics and different tools, we want to make sure that what we're buying fits us. Most all tools are made for a man's hand. If you're female, your hand is much smaller, and so you want to be sure you're trying out these tools when you purchase them and make them fit your body. Now, both of these shovels that I have here are considered ergonomic because they've got the ends on them. This also has a grip on it. But here's something that's very interesting. When we look at them, we see that the neck on them is different. This one has a different flatness on the neck as compared to this one. So when you use this one, you're bending lower to use it. When you're using this one, you're more apt to stand up and not put the stress on your back. So just be sure and try your tools out before you buy them when you're in the store, and look for what fits your body best. When we get into doing a lot of planting, harvesting, whatever we're doing down on the ground, crawling around sometimes is hard for us to do. So this little tool right here that doesn't cost but about $10 actually gives us a way to get down on the ground, not be flat on our knees, save some knee problems from not being on a rock or a hard surface. And then when we want to get up, it actually helps us to stand. The other thing about it, we get tired, we have a place to rest. Maybe work at a different height here as we're pruning or whatever. There are other tools that are available to help us move around, such as small carts, and just making sure that we don't put stress on our bodies so we can continue doing what we love for a long time in life.
To add to David's comments about tools fitting your hand, there are several concepts that make a garden tool ergonomically friendly. Your tools should keep your wrists in a neutral or natural position to lessen the amount of stress on joints, and it allows you to work longer and exert less energy. The tools should have large, soft handles that are textured or have a non-slip material to allow for a better grip on the tool. Finally, the tools should have a depression or ridge on the top of the tool for your thumb to rest against to keep your hand and wrist in that neutral or natural position. So what do we mean by our hand and wrist being in a natural or neutral position? Observe your hand and wrist when you have them completely relaxed at your sides. What does that look like? Your wrist is straight. Your hand is rotated to a relaxed position. Your fingers are slightly curled and at rest. Your thumb is likely straight and again relaxed. This natural or neutral position should be maintained as much as possible to decrease the amount of strain you put on your body while working in your garden or flower bed. To help us maintain a neutral position, take the time while you are shopping for new tools to try them on. There are 3 concepts to keep in mind. First is the handle length. It should be the length of your hand from the tip of your finger to the bottom of the palm of your hand. Second is the diameter of the handle. It should be no bigger than the circle made when you put your index finger and thumb together. The tool should have a thumb indicator. As we just mentioned, the indicator helps your wrist to keep in that neutral position. For long-handled tools, the same diameter is recommended and the handle should be as tall as you are. This should allow for the handle to be long enough for you to remain upright and not put a strain on your back from bending over. As David mentioned in his video, the curve of the handle and the soft padding can also play an important part in selecting the most ergonomically friendly long-handled tool. The image on the left is a set of pistol grips, and the image in the middle is what is referred to as a D-shaped handle or a D-grip. D-shaped handles mount midway down the handle of a tool to provide you with lifting leverage. Pistol grips and D-shaped handles may be purchased online or in most hardware stores. As you can see in the picture of David, the pistol grip, as well as the D handle, are adjustable, making it easy to add them to any tool that you may already own. In addition to these attachments, another way to alter tools that you may already own so they are more ergonomically friendly, would be to purchase the right set of gloves. Gloves can help a tool fit better in our hand, as well as add the necessary cushion or padding so we are not putting additional strain on our hands. Karen and I will discuss gloves in more detail later. All of the techniques that we have mentioned so far can be used for any tool that you are using either around the house or on the farm. Take a look at the various garden trowel options in front of you. Do any of them have some of the concepts that we have been talking about? Most of them do. Even the yellow 99-cent shovel has a textured handle as well as a black thumb indicator. This shows you that if your budget is tight, or maybe you only have a tiny garden so far, that you don't have to go buy the most expensive shovel to get a tool that is ergonomically friendly. Probably the least ergonomically friendly appearing shovel is the wooden-handled $4.50 shovel. The handle is not soft, not textured, nor does it have a thumb indicator. If I had to select the most ergonomically friendly appearing, I'd say it is the $7 red-handled trowel. It hits all the factors that we have discussed on the last slide. It has a large, soft, textured, non-slip handle with a very defined thumb indicator. It even has a guard to help prevent your hand from sliding down into the metal portion of the shovel. As with the attachments we talked about on the previous slide, all of the tools shown on this slide can be purchased online or at your local hardware store, farm store, or even Walmart. So as you stand in the aisle at the store studying the various tools, remember to test the handles for their length, diameter, and a thumb indicator. This set of tools goes back to our conversation we had earlier about posture and balance, as well as David's video. By extending our reach, it provides us with more or better leverage, as well as reducing the amount of strain we put on our backs. For further information about choosing the best tool for the job, how to make doing chores easier, or how to modify the tools you already own into more ergonomically friendly tools, be sure to check out our handout called Growing for Life. Something to remember when selecting a pair of gloves is that it all depends on what you'll be doing and what kind of budget you have. For example, you probably do not need a $30 pair of chainsaw gloves made from Kevlar that are vibration resistant. But maybe your job requires something a little tougher or better quality than a $4 pair of cloth gloves. So what does make for a good glove? Number 1, balance of comfort and durability. A happy medium glove would be one that is durable yet pliable, that protects your hands while letting you maneuver. 2, reinforced fingertips, usually the first part of the glove to fail. 3, double stitch seams. 4, wrist closure, that helps keep out the debris. 5, glove fit. Best fit is one that is snug but not too tight. Your fingers should be near the end of the fingertips. Webbing between your fingers should fit snugly, and the wrist closure should sit at the wrist. 6, flexibility. Your gloves should flex with your every move. Can you make a fist? Can you spread your fingers out? Can you grasp things between your finger and your thumb? 7, padding and protection. Are your knuckles, palms, and webbing between your thumb and index finger protected? 8, material. Can range from cotton to leather or even knit, but the type of material all depends on what you'll be using the gloves for. Like David mentioned in his video, you have to save your knees. No doubt if I took a poll of everyone listening in today of who has had knee or back surgery, there would be several hands that go up. Best case scenario is that you never get down on your knees. However, if you do, Again, work smarter, not harder. Be sure to have something with padding to help save your knees. While some of these tools may be out of your budget, even using an old rug or towel will be better than nothing to help reduce the strain on your knees and back. To wrap up the Tool Talk portion of our presentation, we wanted to share with you a few resources that we hope you will find useful. All of the links you see on your screen now, in addition to the resources that Karen is about to cover, will be provided to you in a handout, so please don't stress on trying to write down any of the web pages. I won't cover each link in detail, but a few things I would like to point out are National Agribility Toolbox. This website contains assistive technology solutions for farmers, ranchers, and other agricultural workers with disabilities. You have the ability to search by category or by a specific item. Green Heron Tools was launched in 2008 by two women farmers. On this site, you can purchase their ergonomic tools that have been branded as Her Tools. Johnny's Farm and Garden Tools, supplies, and accessories are field tested by our research team and selected to help growers improve efficiency and productivity.
Hello, my name is Karen Funkenbusch, and as an MU Extension Specialist and State Director for Missouri Agribility, I will briefly discuss mental and physical stress and handy resources an individual can personally use or share with others to help lower their stress. During these unusual times, it's easy to neglect your physical and mental health. However, taking care of your personal health and well-being should be an everyday habit, just like selecting and maintaining your ergonomic garden tools that Brenda and David just talked about. I want to start the conversation out tonight by saying that not all stress is bad. A little bit of stress can help us stay focused, energetic, and able to meet any new challenges. It's what keeps us on our toes while physically tending our gardens, as well as staying alert to prevent accidents or costly mistakes. Short-lived feelings of behavioral stress are a regular part of our daily lives. However, with the physical effects of stress, it can adversely affect our physical well-being, thoughts, and actions. When stress exceeds our ability to cope, it stops being helpful and starts causing damage to our mind and body, as well as our satisfaction of tending the garden. As we all know, you can't control everything, but that doesn't mean you are powerless, even when you are stuck in a difficult situation. If stress is interfering with your physical and mental health, now is the time to take action. No matter what you do for a living or how stressful your life is, there are plenty of things that you can do to reduce your overall stress level and regain a sense of control. Investing in your physical and mental health should be no different than making an investment to buying and maintaining high-quality garden tools. There are a couple of ways that you can invest in your mental health to make it a habit of taking care of yourself during these stressful times. For example, talking to a family member or a trusted friend, especially face-to-face, can be one effective way of regaining your sense of calm. Another example is asking for help and the willingness to receive emotional support. Remember, you are not alone. If you or someone you know needs help, call the 1-800 National Suicide Prevention Lifeline that is shown on our screen. The Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress, as well as offers prevention and crisis resources. Taking a 10-minute break for yourself every day is another healthy habit to help keep you alert, focused, and incident-free. Next, I would like to share a couple websites from the University of Missouri Extension, Missouri Department of Agriculture, and Missouri Department of Mental Health. If you go to these selected websites shown on this slide, you will find handy downloadable resources that will educate you about the ways to improve your overall mental and physical health, as well as video clips, guide sheets, brochures, tip sheets, and informational publications about staying healthy and safe while tending your garden or working on the farm. If you have any questions about our MU Extension resources or would like more information about ergonomic tools for health and safety, please contact Brenda Schreck or Karen Funkenbusch. Our contact information is located on the last slide. The first website that I would like to talk about is the Show Me Strong Farm Families. This website is set up to address the mental health crisis in rural areas. MU Extension has compiled mental health resources for consumers and professionals. Resources include links to Missouri social service agencies, hotlines, and help organizations. If you have any questions about the resources or need additional mental health information, please contact Karen Funkenbusch, MU Extension State Director, at 1-800-995-8503. The second resource I would like to talk about is the Show Me Strong Farm Family Facebook. The University of Missouri maintains this Facebook page that provides daily updates, weekly announcements, resources, tips, programs, and information for farm families, rural communities, and stakeholders about mental health and suicide prevention. The next resource that I would like to talk about is the MU Extension Missouri Agribility Project. This website provides participants with a one-stop shop of rural health, safety, wellness, prevention of secondary injuries, educational resources, and smart technologies for farmers with disabilities and their families. The program links MU and Lincoln University Extension Services with a not-for-profit disability organization to provide practical education and on-the-farm assistance that promotes agricultural and rural independence. If you have any questions about the resources or need additional information about Missouri Agribility, please contact Karen Funkenbusch, MU Extension State Director, at 1-800-995-8503. This website represents a committee of stakeholders who are invested in protecting our futures through farm safety and health. Show Me Farm Safety aims to reduce injuries and fatalities that occur on the farm by providing educational resources, tips, and safety plans to producers and their families. This website is maintained by the Missouri Department of Agriculture. The last website I would like to talk about is the Missouri Department of Mental Health. If participants are looking for coping, mental health, substance abuse, disaster preparedness, or links to helplines, they should definitely check out this website. To quickly recap, I'd like you to remember these 5 points. Number 1, taking care of your personal health and well-being should become an everyday habit. Number 2, if stress is interfering with your physical or mental health, now is the time to take action. Number 3, no matter what you do for a living or how stressful your life is, there are plenty of things that you can do to reduce your overall stress levels, and resources are available to help you regain a sense of control. Number 4, as Brenda and David indicated, good basic ergonomics while gardening should include keeping the workload close to you, taking frequent breaks to rest, using proper tools, and maintaining neutral positions whenever possible. Number 5, they also indicated that selecting the right ergonomic tools and using them correctly can help make garden chores easier and safer, which leads to overall good health and safety best management practices. Brenda and I thank you for your invite to present today. We appreciate this opportunity to share information and resources about ergonomic tools.